Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined here tonight with my colleague Badan. Good evening, Badan.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
Good. We're talking about a very exciting topic tonight.
Very much.
So
very much.
we're talking subdivisions. Is it
Yep.
double the value or double the trouble? We'll get our opinion on it, what we've seen through our experience
Very
of
much.
selling and walking people through the process of purchasing them, and just dive a little bit deep into the benefits, the risks, the rewards, and everything to do with subdivision.
Yeah. Stay tuned. All right, here we are. How's the day been for you, Alex?
It's good, busy day.
Busy
Monday's always pretty
Yeah,
flat out,
just-
which is good.
Goes too quick. We've got lots of things to do, follow-ups from the weekend and all that. But
Yeah.
I think this is a very interesting topic, and I think we need to definitely address this. Not many people think about it, and there might be a lot of misconception as well,
Yeah.
just about subdividing. It's a commonly used term, subdivide. Double my money. I already, I'm sitting on a big parcel of land. Let me just, make more money out of it. But I think, do you want to kick it off, Alex?
But yeah, I think it
Yeah.
obviously dives a lot more deeper into that. I mean, we'll touch on everything that kind of on the surface level of subdivision throughout this episode tonight. But the three main points of subdivision
Yeah.
is your land subdivision, which is pretty well 900 square meter block of land.
Yeah.
Cut it in half to 450s.
Yeah.
The second is more or less your strata title. So if
Very
you were to
much.
do a duplex
Yeah.
or a dual occupancy on there, and you have a lower upper
Sure.
duplex, like something we've recently sold in
Yes.
Beacon Hill.
Yeah.
And that can be a bit more of a strata subdivision.
Yes.
And then your third, which is very common here in Sydney, is a battle axe,
Yes.
which is keep the existing house.
Yeah.
Say it was a 900 square, you
Yeah.
might have 300 squares.
Yeah.
Then you have a driveway up the side, and then have a block at the back,
Very much.
or something along those
Yes, very much. Like when I first started, everyone used to use the term battle axe, and I was like, "What is a battle axe?" And they used to, because it looks like a battle axe.
Yeah.
Like in a big rectangle, top, bottom, and then driveway down the side, so it looks like an axe. So that's pretty interesting. Main thing about battle axe and land subdivision is it's all Torrance title. Separate owners. Once you subdivided, the owners don't have to do anything. They're not,
Exactly.
not related with anything. But
Yeah.
with strata, you have to have a bit of that thing going on with strata fees and the common areas. So people try to subdivide differently.
Yeah.
So what they prefer, and you gotta really do your numbers and backtrack everything. So what were your pointers, Alex? What would you look at subdividing?
So obviously the main thing is kind of your block size.
Yeah.
That's the first major and main thing that a lot of people look for across the Northern Beaches, and it depends on each council and your LMR and all of that jazz. General rule of thumb is about 800 squares.
Yeah.
Anything under that, unless you get certain special conditions from the council, you can't subdivide it.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes for some bigger blocks as well. It's not just really a numbers game. It's not just, I have an 800 square meter block. I can subdivide it, cut it in half.
Sure.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kind of factors that come into that, council approval, DAs, all that kind of thing that kind of determine what you can do with the block.
True.
Corner blocks,
Yes.
something we'd like to touch on
Amazing.
as well.
Definitely corner
is
blocks.
Massive plus.
I think it's a gold mine. Corner block developers absolutely love it. And as soon as a corner blocks, what it unlocks is dual street access. So you could do subdivision, you could have a townhouses or even duplexes. So the corner block attract a lot in there. So if you're looking to subdivide it, both the owners have two separate driveways. So if I'm looking to buy a block and subdivide it, that gives me more money later down the track, because I can sell that two separate houses without having any relation. But if it's a battle axe, that means there's a long driveway going through side of the property, which does get kind of tricky, and who manages that, or what goes along. And majority of your land is kind of gone wasted in a long driveway, which you cannot use, but you have to pay the land tax for. So, not ideal.
Pay the land tax, and also something that I was reading a story about a property here in Sydney where they kind of ran the numbers for everything, went forward with the property, and the driveway,
Yeah.
the concrete for the driveway that went up the Battle Axe
Yeah.
blew them out about $100,000 in their budget,
No.
and it became not feasible.
Exactly.
So that's another thing to consider. You're running a long strip of concrete up the side of a block.
True.
Could be 30, 40 meters up the side.
Yeah.
By 5 meters, that's a lot of concrete. That's a lot of money
That's
that
a
you
lot.
need to take into
Exactly.
consideration. And for the feasibility of the purchase at the start, it's
Yeah.
just some things that people kind of skip over. Driveways, concrete,
Driveways, yeah.
depending on the block, but also your easements, services,
Oh, yeah.
pipes.
Very much. Those are very important
Very
because they'll
important
run
things.
everything back and forth.
Yeah.
And also coming back to the block size being 800, not to forget few locations they have LMR, which is the low medium density new rules that just came along. If you are close to a town center within 400 meters, there are different specs. And if you're 800 meters within the town center, there are different specs. So this is the government's new legislation for dual occupancy, which have taken things to the next level, just to help people build more.
Yeah.
Because there's not going to be any more land in northern beaches, right? So
You can't grow land.
yeah, exactly. So with all that, dual occupancy is necessary, and I think it will help a lot with the market here. So for developers, it just creates more opportunity where you can build. Previously, if you can't build a duplex in a 450 square meter, 500 square meter block, now if you're within the LMR, you can. So and going double the height as well while building apartments. So all of those factors definitely affect your block.
Yeah, definitely.
And what I've also noticed with dealing with more developers here in Northern Beaches, they find the Northern Beaches Council very hard. So they are very particular with things where they want to say yes or no. And also, if you're buying a block of land, just don't look at, it's 1,000 square meters, corner block, very good. I'll just do everything I want, but don't forget about the trees, because the council are very adamant about the trees that you have. Can it be touched? Can it not be touched? So when buying a block of land, you have to get an arborist report. I think I would highly recommend that.
Critical.
Because you might buy a block of land and get a DA approved, saying that you will get it, but when you go to the council, those trees can't be removed. Then all your money down the drain.
Yeah. And then kind of touching on a little bit more of the nature side of subdividing slopes in the block. If it's not a dead flat block, you could be looking at certain builders won't even touch it. Or the builders that will touch it will charge you extra.
Very much.
And generally it can be really heavy on the pockets. And then it kind of flips down to the feasibility. You have to really work out and go over absolutely everything to make sure it's feasible. And it's not just, good size block. Even if it is a corner block, dual access, it comes down to the stamp you're going to pay on it, the holding costs for the original loan, the build costs, which can have variations. There's so many factors that go into it. If it's juggled correctly and if it's juggled right, you can be double the value. If not, and if your eye is not trained to see it, get someone in who is trained on it, and they'll be able to tell you yes, no, because if you go into it and it's not quite right, but you don't really do the right checks and everything to get it over the line, then it can definitely be double the trouble.
Very much. And also with blocks, like if you are an owner of a big parcel of land, or you have a house and that has a very big backyard, you need to think a developer that's going to say, can I subdivide it? Yes, I'll pay you the money. They have to backtrack, or what we call the reverse engineer from a finished product, right? So they will say, okay, if I buy everything subdivided, what's the finished product going to give me? And they'll just backtrack and put a value on that vacant block of land. So that's how it normally works. What I can also do, I think we can show them a real example. So we recently, not sure if you can see this. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We recently sold this very recent three Wigan route. Now this, as you can see, it's a corner block. I can probably open that. This is a corner block right there. So 2 straight axis, that's Wigan right there. And that is Prescott. So the actual block goes all the way from here to up to here where this house is. So this was 51 Prescott Avenue was this big block. Now this owner, very smart, very clever with what they have done. It had a 3-level house here with ocean views, and the garage was here. So plus a driveway here as well. So now this is an
perfect situation.
Right, perfect gold mine with 2 driveways already there, and this was a bit of a slope right here. So that they've done a very smart design of having 2 separate dwellings, strata separation, and just chop it up right there. Now, this being from a different street, the house here doesn't have to do anything with the house here. So 2 separate, completely off each other, and that alone sold for $1.17 million recently. And do we have a date? Oh, we don't have a. Oh, we do. 2026, 6th of July. This should be a listing. Yeah, there we go. So now this owner, what they have done, this is what we call a shovel-ready site, meaning they had the DA approval, all the drawings, and a CC as well. The CC is very important. That means you could settle on the land, start building straight away.
You're taking a lot of risk off having the holding costs there.
Yes.
You don't have to wait to get through council approval, wait for DA, wait for the CC. Depending on your council and where you are, 2 months, 3 months, sometimes 6. Of that holding cost for the block, this was sold as something, as Badan's put up on the screen there, is a ready to go project. Yes,
very much. So this one, as mentioned, the owners did a lot of hard work. You can see these trees were chopped off. He had a proper arborist report. All of the DA had been done and a CC, and the house was just going to be built above this garage. So you didn't have to do any landscaping, no excavation, just start building. And this is the finished product. And best part is it has ocean views as well. So the new owner would make a decent chunk of money and a good investment there as well. So the owners had made a lot of what do we call it? Preparation. So for a new buy, they can have everything on paper.
They made the buying process very easy for the purchaser, and that's at the end of the day what was attractive. For someone to purchase, especially in a market like today, where it is substantially softer than what we've seen in recent months. So it's good that this owner in particular kind of went through, did all that process, got all the certificates, got everything over the line. So even in a market that's so soft on how it is today, it instills the confidence in the purchaser to maybe spend that little bit more money. So in this case, putting that investment in for the original owner to get a couple of things over the line. Alternatively, ended in a great result.
Very much. And just the DA cost and CC, that cost close to 200 grand any day. And you have to go through that DA and everything. So for the buyer, as Alex mentioned, there was no holding cost. You start building straight away. Because some DA takes anywhere from 6 months to 12 months. And the council minds just said no, and then you're stuck with a site.
Piece of dirt.
Yeah, exactly. Can't do much. And very quickly, we'll head to this other side as well. This was, again, one of the most clever builds that we witnessed.
And this is touching on the strata side of a subdivision. So originally purchased, well, it was originally a house, and then it has been subdivided into one upper and one lower duplex. And Badan, you sold the top floor?
Yes, we sold the top floor for $2.2 million. Which is a massive price because the house by itself was bought for close to $2 million. And the owner was very clever that he saw the opportunity to do upper and lower duplex, 3-bedroom upstairs, 3-bedroom downstairs, and the upstairs just sold for $2.2 million, which covered his purchase price, stamp duty, and most of his building costs as well. So anything downstairs sells for pretty much that's all profit. So
great examples of how it could double the value in a subdivision.
But these are the good results. There are a few sites that we've seen.
And it's definitely not luck.
It's
definitely not luck. It's a lot of research. It's a lot of time and money spent from these owners to do it the right way. And when you put those processes and you put the money and you put the time in place, the result you get at the end is better.
Like this particular owner knew the market as well, because this being in Beacon Hill had that big lack of duplex or townhouse. And now this one, people in Beacon Hill, when there are big houses there, when they sell, they don't want to go to a little apartment. And they love Beacon Hill because they've been living there their whole life. And this was the bridging gap. And the owner that bought upstairs just walked in and loved it straight away.
Because he did it smart as well, where they both, the lower and the upper, had a little courtyard. Well, not little, they had courtyards.
Very proper garden. Proper. Downstairs is 380 square meters in total.
Massive.
That's literally a house.
Massive.
But you don't have to pay a house price. I think we are asking 1.8 million for a downstairs duplex. So in total, you're looking 2.2 for upstairs, 1.8 downstairs. That's $4 million. So this one, you actually doubled it
Yeah.
on the paper. Bought it for 2 mil. His finished is 4 mil, but there's lots of holding costs. Have to go through all the bills, materials, go through all the stress of managing the whole project. So there's both pros and cons. When people look at it, it does look easy from the outside, but it is a lot of hard work. So so these are some real data or real examples that they are. Do you have any points that we missed, Alex?
I think we pretty well touched on. Well, we could talk about this topic for hours, but the basics, and I feel like the common questions and queries that people have is kind of what we covered today. So if there's anything else anyone would like to know, please comment, let us know, and then we can do further podcasts about it and kind of cover a little bit more in depth if you guys like to know more.
Very much. And at the end of the day, what I'd like to leave you with is always target the market. If you have a vacant block of land, you have the world of potential. Do research on the market, figure out what they need. Do they need another house? Do they need a townhouse or a duplex? What will do better? At the end of the day, what will make you more money and what will see the developer see themselves making more money? That's how you actually get everything done.
Exactly.
And you got to be smart with things and ready to be at the cost if things go sideways.
Yeah. And if you're not overly confident in it, come in and have a chat.
Yeah.
Complimentary coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Free coffee.
Always.
Best coffee in DY.
Yes.
Badun is quite the barista here now. But if you're not too confident in yourself, you just don't know where to start or where to look or what questions to ask, our office doors are always open.
Perfect. All right, cool. We'll see you next week.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye.